ES Audio.
Lily's Kitchen. This is a business that went from a small operation to feed just one dog to a hugely successful enterprise so popular it was bought by Nestle Purina. Founder of the firm, Henrietta Morrison, started the business for her pet dog Lily to produce food filled with honest, natural ingredients, unlike a lot of products she found in the shops. After deciding to make a business out of her homemade dog food in 2007, it's gone from strength to strength, most recently seeing sales in UK grocery growing by more than 27% during the pandemic pet boom. Just last year, though, a new CEO was brought in to take over running of the business, focusing on simplicity, team spirit and passion as the company tries to expand outside the UK and become an international brand. The Evening Standard's David Marsland spoke with Lily's Kitchen CEO Nick Magalini about the business and how he plans to maintain a small business culture within such a big company.
Nick, let's just start with the basics here. You're the boss of Lily's Kitchen. So what is Lily's Kitchen? How does it work?
Okay, so in a very simple way, I will tell you Lily's Kitchen is about proper food for pets. So that's maybe a small definition, but indicates already what we are, what we stand for. So what we are trying to do is to provide proper nutrition for companion animals, so for dogs and for cats.
It feels to me that you feel like Lily's Kitchen is still quite a small company, but it's part of a huge company. It was bought by Nestle. How do you contain that still being cooked in the kitchen style while being part of such a big organization?
Lily remains very independent. So we operate in a very independent way. The choices we make, the innovations we do, and we do it internally, so by ourselves. Rightly, you said it's a small company. Yes, we are growing very much, but still, I think it's important for Lily's Kitchen to maintain that mindset of a fresh and small and dynamic small company. As you know, I'm coming from Purina, so I have nothing to say badly about Purina, these type of things. But in a way, there is a pretty big difference between the two companies, and in the way we operate, in the way we live our values and things, and the spirit you have in the team is probably the most distinctive element that struck me when I joined the business. Everyone in the business say, "Oh, we are a family." But here, when you're a small company, you really feel part of a family because everyone, you interact with everyone. There are not many layers. There are not many structures and even processes. Processes are very typical in a multinational company, a big corporate and things like this. I cannot say we don't have processes. No, that's we are crazy guys going around and doing crazy stuff. Nevertheless, we try as much as possible to keep it simple. And operate with a mindset of, okay, we have one mission, one passion, especially passion for pets, and that's what needs to drive the entire business.
Lily's Kitchen has something of it's almost like a cult following with some of your customers, especially from the early days. How do you manage to maintain that loyalty? I mean, what do you do to stop people looking over their shoulders at competitors?
We are trying to do every day something that would, allow us to gain the trust of the consumers through what we do and who we are, because what we do is basically the products, and the transparency lies in the ingredients we are using, in the way we manufacture and we produce those products. We're using making choices about the type of ingredients, but also making choices of what we don't want to put in our food, which is extremely important. I would say even more important than what you put in your ingredients sometimes. So this is one step, but at the same time, we make sure that people will understand that there is much more behind and beyond the products that we are selling, whether we give to the market. And I'm talking about our values, because you probably know we are a B Corp. So we were the first pet food company to be B Corp certified and one of the founding members in UK. And of course, we are very proud of this because in a way, this testifies the way we conduct business. It's not only the value of the social responsibility we put in place, the attention to sustainability, to everything we do. And of course, as I said, we are not perfect, but this gives us a constant push to raise the bar on everything we do. We work internally, but also externally. Internally, because we try to create, say, an environment for our teams, for our employees that is as inclusive as possible. We try to listen to people's needs. And we try to make everyone happy, but in a way, we try to engage with our teams and making sure that they feel comfortable with the way we run the business. Okay, because one of the reasons I'm very proud and very happy to work for Lily's Kitchen is because I would say the vast majority of our employees, they come to Lily's Kitchen because they want to work in such a company, because we really talk about values, but we live also our values.
Have you found that B Corp status is important to customers as well? Are they bothered by that aspect, or are they looking at things like price? I mean, we're in a cost of living crisis, and Lily's isn't always the cheapest food available. Do you think having something like a B Corp status kind of mitigates that, and it makes people want to stay loyal to the company?
That's a very good question, because I've been asking many people around Europe, because now we are getting more international as a company, if they know what B Corp is and means. And again, a B Corp shouldn't be just a logo that you put on your products and on the website. It means something, but first of all, needs to mean something to you. I mean, to you as a business. And so it needs to represent certain values and ways in the way you manage the business. Of course, I have to tell you that more and more people are aware of what a B Corp is and what it means. And yes, especially younger generations, millennials, etc., they consider this as a plus sometimes, because they say, okay, I want to buy products that are coming from companies that operate in the market following certain rules, ethical conduct, and many other things. They are inclusive in the way they treat their employees, and so on and so forth. But again, I think B Corp needs to be the driver for us, first of all. And our aim is to constantly improve the score we get when we are audited, etc., because it indicates that we are constantly improving the way we manage our business.
I'm kind of interested in how you create new products within the pet space. I got a vision of you opening a door and letting in all the dogs and cats to test out the food.
Yeah, that's an interesting picture. Unfortunately, it's not exactly like this. But I have to tell you that we have basically every day, dogs in the office. Not cats, because cats, they struggle a little bit outside their own territory. But we do have dogs. Even my dog is very often in the office. But we don't use them for testing and experiment or things like this. And so it's very cool the way we develop the new recipes and new products. We have a team dedicated to that job. So they work with nutritionists and veterinarians to formulate new recipes. We do it, of course, nutrition is what we want to accomplish, a balanced nutrition. That's the main purpose. But one important thing that we say about our products is that we want to deliver a more sensorial type of experience. in the sense that, and believe me when I say this, because after 20 years in the industry, I can tell you that, pet food is not always very pleasant when you open it in a room. It can have a very punchy smell and these type of things. That was one of the things that impressed me about Lily's Kitchen, because the food really smells great.
Do you think Henrietta had some principles that you feel you've had to carry on for her legacy?
Yeah. In a way, Henrietta is no longer in the business, but somehow still connected with us. I was talking with her right a couple of days ago. So, she was the founder. And the reason why she started this business is not because she wanted to create some food for pets, but she was a pet owner, a pet parent, as we would like to say. And she found herself in a position where her dog, Lily, was sick. The dog was suffering for a skin condition. Skin was very itchy, and Henrietta thought maybe something is related to the food, to the nutrition I'm providing to her. So for that reason, she started to cook for Lily. Okay. And luckily, she had her own vegetables in the garden. So she started to cook for Lily using fresh ingredients, things you can find in a way in your kitchen. So that's why, also the name Lily's Kitchen. So she started to cook, and she realized after a couple of weeks, honestly, that she was getting much better. So the skin started to clear up, no more itchy condition and everything. So she said, must be really about the food. So the story, that Henrietta likes to tell us is about the effort she made by trying to find something in the market that was as good as cooked by the pet owner.
So this might be something of a philosophical question for you, Nick, but who is the Lily's Kitchen customer? Is it the animal or the owner with the cash?
Well, actually both, because you need to make sure that the pet, the animal, likes your food. If the only purpose you do something is about convincing the pet owner to buy your food, but then the pet doesn't like it, it's a big problem. So of course we have in mind the pet, but because especially in the last years, we lived a fast acceleration of the so-called humanization process. We want to make sure that also the pet parent is part of the process of choosing, but also feeding the pet with something that is convinced, or she's convinced that is the right product for the own pet. So the answer is both, because at the end, nutrition is about the bond between the animal and the pet parent. It's a very special moment, and you want to make it unique. And in Lily's Kitchen, we try to do as much as possible what it takes to make that moment very special.
So what's the future for Lily's Kitchen? What have you guys got cooking up in that kitchen over there? What can we expect to come out from you?
Well, many things. Honestly, yes. Our kitchen is right now very busy. Very, very busy. Both in terms of new products, because we are trying constantly to come to the market with new concept, new ideas, something that will, impress both pets and pet owners. So we want to keep it fun as much as possible. So there's a little bit of craziness in what we do, and we want to keep it that way. So just to give you examples, lately we came up with some vegan or vegetarian recipes, so that we are proposing not as something we want to substitute meat with full vegetarian, but it's an alternative to meat, and we try to do it always with our style, with our way, and many other products, new feeding opportunities, like we launched on-the-go bar, which is, like a complete meal. It's not a treat, it's not a snack, but it's a complete meal that you take with you instead of carrying, the tin or the bag of kibbles. You put it in your pocket when you go walking, during the day with your pet, with your dog, and then you don't want to carry the food. So you have an opportunity to give a complete meal in a bar.
That was Nick Magalini, the CEO of Lily's Kitchen. Thanks for listening to How to Be a CEO. For all the latest business news, head to standard.co.uk/business. We will be back with another episode of How to Be a CEO at the crack of dawn on Monday. Why not start your week with us?